Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Now I'm going to try and to quickly invite some people while we're hopping on. There's Tina wanted an invitation. I would like to share this. Share it into groups. I wonder how we do this. How do we share this into groups? If anyone's got any clue. Hello, 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 hello. I will be with you soon. I'm just quickly flicking a few invitations so that people know we're here. How are you? I have not long woken from a bit of a nap, so I'm a little bit foggy. Please forgive me. My brain is not quite what it normally is. Okay, so that's done. Hello, hello. Oh, people. Hi, Katie. I know who you are. Hey, Kez. Hi, Tina. People are here now. Someone said, who should see this? Public, more. Only me see all. That's okay. Third time listening. Yes, Kez, you've been binge watching my lives, haven't you? That's a strange sensation. I feel like I'm Netflix. Does anyone know how to share a live into people's groups? I've got an invite friends button, and that is about it. So it's a little bit frustrating. I just quickly invite Dylan, and maybe she can come and she can pop me in her group. And what about if I invite Louise as well? I would love it if you are in a group and you're watching. Could you could you share me into your groups? Again, hello everybody. Oh my goodness, this is interesting. Something's happened on Facebook. The people that have just joined have popped up in bright green, highlighted. I don't know if you can see that in your comments as well. That's quite interesting. Oh, that's new, but I don't know how to share you into groups. I've been invited to share it into a new tribe, the 3L tribe. I wonder if it will 3L tribe. It hasn't got a tag on it, has it? Because I shared on it. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Shed. How are you all? How is everybody? We all need to speak to anybody here. Tina said one can never get enough of you, love. Yeah, Kez missed us. She went away. She went away visiting and familying, and she missed us. So glad to have you all here. Now, I happen to know some of my tribe having a bit of a shit time right now, and I just want to acknowledge that up front and center. I'm not going to name you. Feel free to out yourself in the comments if you want. I'm not going to name you. Your secret's safe with me. But I see you. I hear you. We may have already communicated, or you know I know. Okay. Can we just have a moment, please? Those who are watching live, those who are watching on catch up, if you would with me, and you can symbolize this by maybe popping some hearts on. Just let's take a few deep breaths together, because some of our sisters are having a really tough time right now. We are having emotional upheaval, personal circumstances, financial upheaval, emotional sort of memory style triggers. Okay, there's some shit going down. Now, we've all got a little bit of something. So I would love it for those of you that are watching, if you could just take a few deep breaths and let me know that you are there in spirit, sending out your thoughts, your love, and your strength to those who need it, who are here, and who will be watching later. So thank you, I appreciate that. Because they don't have a group, I've shared into the healer zone. I appreciate that. Thank you. Izzy, Hannah, Phil's here, lovely. Helen's here. Kesh, you're brilliant. You are super sharer and you win all the points. So if you're part of a lovely group, it would be brilliant if you could share this onto your timeline and share that into your group. It would be really nice for some more people, because we're talking about something really important tonight for lots of reasons. We're talking about the power of choice. We're talking about making decisions and personal responsibility and how all those things link together. And I will be pulling some cards. I'm feeling the need. Oh, that's my old cards, but never mind, we can play with the old cards, it's all good. As you know, I've got various layers of prototypes floating around. Quick hello to Izzy's here, Hannah's here, Phil's here, James is here, Tudor's here, and Millie's here. Hello, everybody. If you have a particular question or something that you would like me to look at or answer for you, please put it in the comments. How do you feel about the power of choice? Does it make you empowered to think that you hold within you the power of choice, and that, in all honesty, every single moment is a choice? Every thought is a choice. Every thought, word, and deed is a choice. And where you are right now is a response to the choices that you've made in the past, which leads us on to making decisions. If you don't like where you are right now, how you feel right now, how you're being treated, how you're experiencing. Hannah, I get your message. Okay, I will do that for you. Take care, sweetheart, and come and watch us later on. Please be well, and I will pull you a card. Every moment, every choice you've made up to this moment has brought you to here. And you are now in a position where you can make decisions about what you do next. That is the power of your personal responsibility. You cannot change other people, and this doesn't matter where you are, where you find yourself. You cannot change what others think of you. You cannot change what is or is not occurring, good, bad, or indifferent. It is what it is. But you can choose with your heart and with your love to change your vibration. You can choose to raise that vibration. You can choose to look forward to something more focused, more uplifting, and more positive, no matter where you find yourself. Tina said, I've worked hard to save my grandparents' home. I bit off more than I chew, I fear. Can you see me staying or moving? I saw your post about this, Tina. The thing here is I want you to look into the reason you chose to save the home, Tina. Were you saving the home because you want and desire to live in that house? Were you saving the home to preserve a memory? Were you saving that home out of some form of maybe guilt or loyalty or obligation that you thought you should? Okay, so what I'm looking for in there is a certain heaviness in the feeling, heaviness. If you did it because you thought you should, it was the right thing to do, that feels rather heavy. However, if you chose to save that home, your grandparents' home, and do it up and make it more habitable because you, more than anything else in the world, wanted to live there, and you didn't care how long it took, that's all you wanted, and that's a high vibration. Can you, if number 1 is a low vibration and number 10 is a high vibration, and one is not better than another, it is simply different. Tina, when you think about why originally, not right now today, originally, what number of vibration stimulated you to want to save the house, that will start leading us towards an outcome situation for you. And I will use my pendulum, which I've got around my head as a necklace at the minute. Okay. Katie, shared the rainbow circle and another group. I just worked it out. Well done, Katie. You get a superstar points too for sharing to groups. Yes, thank you very much. Hannah, bless you. Names on here. Hannah and Katie. And it was lovely to see you there, Katie. Diggers and Dreamers is the other site shared too. I don't even want to, I have no clue. Diggers and Dreamers sounds very exciting. You're going to have to fill me in later. Carrie Eddings is here. Hello, Carrie. So that was the answer to your question, Tina. Bit chilly today, but I'm well physically. That's excellent. I'm glad you're well. Kess is addicted because she can't get enough of me right now. I didn't want the house to be out of the family. My grandparents worked hard to build a life for us all. I felt I owed them. Okay, now, can you give me the number, Tina? Number 1 is, it is something I had to do. It was a heavy sense of obligation, and I'm feeling it down here in the depths of my gut. Number 5 is, I could have took it or leave it, you know, but it seemed like it was worth a punt. Going up into 6, 7, 8. It was something I was keen to do. I have a fast-moving energy and I have an enthusiasm for. And the 9s and the 10s is like, oh my God, I was just so driven by an enlightening desire to do that. As I read those words, I didn't want it to be out of the family. That's always restrictive. My grandparents worked hard to build a life for us. It's quite restrictive. I felt I owed them, quite restrictive. I'm feeling a 3 or a 4. And I'm feeling that you didn't want to do it. You made the choice to do it out of a sense more of obligation, and that it would be the right thing to do, because to let it go would be the wrong thing. And that's making a decision, not a choice. If we can start splitting hairs, the decision was, I will save the house. The choice is, I want to live there. I want to see it beautiful again. Yeah, okay. So to that end, you went in with a low vibration. You went in with a sense of obligation and carrying weight. You said it hasn't worked out well. Well, it never was going to work out well, because it isn't your home. It isn't your investment. It isn't your energy. You know, what you're trying to do is trap and keep and hold and preserve. That's what museums do. And it's a very, had it been an easy thing to do, it's a beautiful house, it's still standing, everything's fine, all I have to do is stop it from, you know, keep living in it, that would have been easy, but you've had to completely save it. And I think it's okay to say, I did everything I could with what I had. It's more than I can manage. And my decision now is to allow it, like, in a way, let fate take its course. Because your personal responsibility is to yourself, Tina, yourself, your happiness, your health and your wellness. And I don't think maintaining that property is adding to that more than taking away from that. That's the vibe I get personally. I don't feel that it's going to work long term. And you are coming around to that sense of feeling of, I think I'm going to have to let this go. I'm going to have to give up. I'm going to have to quit. Oh, that's a harsh word. You're not a quitter. Let's say reconsider your decision, because for the greater good, for your health and your wellness, you don't need a millstone around your neck. What you need is something that lights you up, encourages you, and takes you forward. And this house doesn't do that for you. It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. It's all about being brave enough. Everyone is brave enough to check in with the energy of truth. And for a lot of us, it's difficult because we look away from truth. We look in the opposite direction of truth. Truth hurts. There's a phrase. Truth hurts. Some of you may have caught that I've recently decided to do the judgment detox and follow the book by Gabby Bernstein. Now, there's a little story to this. I saw the hullabaloo that came around the launch of the book. Now, I've got a few of Gabby's books. A friend gave me one, and I've got one on Kindle. And I won't say I'm a humongous fan. I won't say that I hate her or love her. I haven't got, you know, I'm kind of indifferent. She's out there. She's doing her thing. It's great. It's fine. It just is. And when I saw the Judgment Detox promotion come through, I had a visceral response to it. I literally saw it come into my inbox because I got messages from various, I suppose, affiliate partners, for want of another word. Lots of messages straight through from Hay House and from Gabby and from other people going, new launch. No, that's not for me. That's not something I want or need. Thank you very much. Delete, move along. I want no part of this. And there was a visceral rejection of it. Just the name, Judgment Detox. I don't need that. It's not something I've got a problem with. Just saying that now, I'm sure many of you are just laughing your Nellies off, just thinking about, where this is leading. So recently I had a bit of a domestic, had a situation, having a chat. Chat turns into a heavy discussion, turns into a strong exchange of views, with maybe some tears and a little bit of shouting, maybe possibly, I don't know. And my partner did say to me, he said, you're so judgmental, you hold so much judgment, you've been raised in such a way that you're so judgmental that you fear being judged more than anything. You fear being rejected, you fear people not agreeing with you want to be right all the time, you're terrified to be wrong, you've got no confidence, it's really affecting you. Is if you could learn to get over that strong sort of poison of judgment within you that you inherited from your mother, then your life would be a lot happier. And I looked up at him with a sobbing face and I went, there was a book launched recently called Judgment Detox, and I looked at it and went, I don't want that. And he laughed. He said, it's amazing how we reject exactly the very thing that we need the most. And I went, you're right. So I put a post up on Facebook, and then just to say, look, this is what's happened. Here's my little story, because that's what I do. And very quickly, lots of people went, oh, I need that book. I think I need the book. I think I need to read that book. So we're going to have a little bit of a book club. And that's over in my Diamonds in the Dust group. Now, I don't know even if I will be able to tag that. This doesn't tag groups, which is frustrating. Okay, so I don't know quite how I do this. I'm going to do facebook.com/Diamonds in the Dust, something like that, maybe, I don't know. I'll do it there anyway, just in case it works. But that's my group. And we're going to be gathering in there and reading the book. So a lot of us have bought the book. Some people are going to get the book, etc., etc., etc. And, okay, that needs editing. I see. So if I do that, is it all one word? Is that what they need? They don't know how to do these sorts of things. Is it dashes with group names in Facebook? You put dashes between the words. Look, see if that works. I would like to be better at tech. It would be really nice. But there's a clickable link there. I'm not sure where it's going to take you. If anyone is in my Diamonds in the Dust group and wants to share it into here and show people how it works, it's great. But we're going to be reading the book and going through it together. And this is, again, very much what we're talking about tonight, that making choices, making decisions, realizing that you can't control things outside of yourself, but you can always make a new choice, think a new thought, take a new step forward. And that is the power of personal responsibility. Now, a lot of those words might be very familiar to you if you follow my cards. Let me have a little flip through here and see what I can show you, because part of my work is obviously with 7 words, okay? And the 7 words are no, hello, thank you, goodbye, please, sorry, and yes. And basically everything that we do in life can be pulled down into one of those states. And within those 7 words, there are 4 keywords for each word. I'm just quickly finding the trump cards for you so I can show them to you. And choice and responsibility, I think even decision to a certain extent, are part of the words that we work with. Because when you make a choice, you are using your no. If I can find it for you here, just you see the word no. You're using your no, you're using your power of no, you're sharing your boundaries, you're re-establishing your identity by the choices that you make, and therefore you're speaking your truth. So to make a choice is a very, very powerful thing. Now we can also split these down into 4 areas. We can say that boundaries is the word of spirit. It's the biggest picture word. Identity is the word from mind. So we've got the spiritual power, which comes down through the mind and is a concept. It's conceptual. It's the concept. Choice is the physical manifestation. So you have boundaries and they're an invisible power. You know of your identity mentally. You make a physical choice and therefore you express your soul's truth. And truth is a soul word. So when we're looking at the power of making choices, it's the physical expression of your soul's truth. Please let me know in the comments if any of this starts to resonate with you. Okay. Now, decisions. When you embrace the state of goodbye, and Tina, in a way, you were just looking at that yourself, okay? You have a realization, and that's the disembodied sense. It's the universal sense, a realization of, something isn't working. You've started to look and see and feel and hear and be aware. Things maybe aren't quite as they should be. And that's where you were, Tina. I've realized that what I thought isn't working. So mentally, here we go, we're going into the mental phase now. You make a decision, okay? You make a decision, and that's not any action. Decision is thought, it's an idea, it's a concept, it's a plan. Then physically, I would like to rewrite these actually. So rather than just going straight to completion, I would say we take action. But if you think about you take action, then you repeatedly take action in the physical until you complete what you have to do. But completion is important. Because if it was just, I have a realization, I've made a decision, I've taken an action, that can still leave you a little bit, thank you, Kelly, that can still leave you hanging. So we need to go to completion. And then we are freed up to move on. Now, if we're looking at the power of choice and making decisions and personal responsibility, the soul wants to flow. And that's what I would relabel this, flow. You enter the state of flow where you are not hampered. And goodbye, if it is not fully embraced and lived in, will hamper you. It will chain you. It will withhold you. It will pull you back. So having a realization. Thank you, Kelly. You're an absolute star. My word, that isn't simple or anything, is it? I appreciate that very, very much. Guys, if you would like to look at the Judgment Detox journey. The Judgment Detox journey will be over in that Diamonds in the Dust group. Please give us a shout. You can join us. You can jump into that group. That's also where my course members gather. If you've worked with me, if you've done any one-to-ones with me, or you've done any of my short courses, you can also gather in Diamonds in the Dust. It's a good place to chat and meet and do this. Have our sense of community. And it's only little because I'm quite new at all this. So you won't be bombarded with a million different people. Please feel free to come join us. So I hope that makes sense. Now, responsibility comes. Which one's got responsibility? That's in. Please, no. There it is. The sorry card. Now you might think that's an odd state. When are we in the state of sorry? Well, let's have a look at that. We, as we were discussing earlier, take full responsibility for our thoughts and our words and our deeds. So that's responsibility, again, it's a kind of a disembodied knowing. Mentally, when we are aware that our direction in life may have counteracted with another, and this may be, again, where Tina is. So Tina took on a responsibility. She accepted a responsibility for the house of her grandparents. The remorse is a sense of sadness that they've gone, a sense of sadness that the house might fall into disrepair, a sense that she wants to make decisions to go in one direction. And if she doesn't, things will kind of not work. The sense of remorse. You can have remorse towards another person. You can also have it for yourself. Hi, Izzy. You can have a sense of remorse about how you used to be and things you've done in the past. The physicality, the aspect is repair, and that's basically what Tina was doing. She was trying to do up a house. But ultimately you'll repair the damage. You'll say sorry, you'll make amends, you'll try and offer someone a state of repair and move on then into release. So again, we're in that flow state that we talked about earlier, in release. So once you have said sorry, if you fall out with someone and you've upset them and you've offended them, take responsibility for your actions, feel the sense of remorse that you want to bring back the balance, do any repair necessary. That might be offer an apology or a physical repair, and then release it, let it go, so both of you can go back into flow. And that's kind of where Tina needs to move now. Okay, so all of the reason I shared those is because the topics we're talking about are everyday topics. They're things you have to deal with every day, but they're so powerful that they feature very strongly here in my trump cards. Hi, Claire. Tina said, once I fully let go, I will feel light again. Definitely, you will. And you need to forgive yourself as well, Tina. You need to let go, move it on, let it go to somewhere better, and avail yourself as a responsibility to yourself as much as to the house. Release that, forgive yourself, and go, I did my best shot, I had a go, it didn't work out. I forgive myself for not being perfect and wonderful and being able to do all the things I thought I could do. And it doesn't mean I love my grandparents any less. In fact, I'm sure they're looking down on you now, being very proud that you tried and that you had the intention to try. And my God, that's massive, just having that intention. So bless you. So Tina's had a little one-to-one special tonight. How are you, Claire? I see Claire's just popped in, and we had a little chat earlier on. I hope you're okay. I will put you on. You're on the cards list already. Okay, where are we? It's 6:30. I will pull some cards. If any of you have had a reaction, if that's struck a nerve with you, with something that's going on in your life that you're struggling with, or you're a bit confused about, please pop it in the comments. Let me know. Well, hello, sweetheart. Good. Tina says that's cleared up a lot for her. This is what I do. My job is to get you out of confusion and to get you into clarity. This is what happens. This is why I work with people one-on-one. This is why I offer short sessions with people, because, you know, I've realised I met with, that's a good point. Let's invite Sue. I don't know if she's around at the moment, but let me give Sue a ring. I am met up with Sue, invited already. Oh, I'll invite some more people. Look at that. I'll put Sue in and all these new people pop up on me. That's interesting. And we were chatting. Sue is a writer like myself, and she's a poet, and she's led workshops and done an awful lot of study and training over the years. And we were chatting. I went to have lunch with her, and we got so much done. There was so much energy flowing. And I said, my God, you know, people think that coaching is self-indulgent, or getting a coach is really kind of self-indulgent and very Americanized, or even a therapist for that matter. Do you not understand, as a physicality, how massively important it is that you be seen by another person, be wholly witnessed by another person, exactly where you are right now, and accepted for that? That you be heard, that your story be heard, that your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs be laid out and heard and witnessed. Massively valuable. We cannot understate the value of that. And that you should spend quality time with people who vibrate the same way that you do. If you're creative, you need to be with creatives. If you're building a business and overcoming hurdles on a daily basis, like building up your confidence, learning new technology, trying new things for the first time, you need to be around other people who are also doing those things and can say, yes, I struggled there too. I got through it. I know how you're feeling. You will overcome it. Let me give you some tips. Let me give you some advice. You know, we need so much to have all that support, and it is worth investing in. It is worth paying for. And that means, like I'm saying here, hey, I'm worth investing in, I'm worth paying for, but it's worth me paying and investing in as well. And that's whether you're going on a training course with a teacher, whether you're learning a new skill, or whether you're just investing in someone who will it will give you that time. Therapy is big in the US for a reason. We need it. We've laughed at America for a very long time, us Brits. We've laughed at them for being this strange and all being in therapy. And oh my God, I'm starting to understand now everyone should be in therapy. Seriously, you get to 18, 21, you come of age, you can drink, you can drive, you can have sex, you can vote, you can get married. Get a therapist straight away. Will you please put that on the budget? I see my therapist. I see someone. I have a very special, safe place to go to talk about today and yesterday and 20 years ago. I've said to my children all the time I was bringing them up, you're going to be in therapy by the time you're 30. What you choose to talk about is up to you, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to feature in there somewhere. Because I'm your mother. I am a primary caregiver. So if anyone's done any fucking up, it will have been me. I'll either have loved you too much or not enough. I will have given you too much attention or not enough. I will have not listened when I should have done. I will have listened when I shouldn't have done. I will have snooped where you didn't want me to. I either ignored you too much or gave you too much privacy or didn't give you any at all. It doesn't matter what I do. Somewhere along the line it will have fucked you up, and you're going to need to go to a therapist to talk about that, because then it's going to come out in your relationships, in your parenting, in your ability to make money, to have a good sex life, to be prosperous, and to be healthy. Why are so many coaches right now talking about money blocks? Why are so many people talking about how to beat your money blocks? Why have you got money blocks? You've got money blocks because you've learned off your parents. And depending on the age you are, I will be 50 at the end of this year. Oh my God, that sounds old. But my parents then, I was born 49 years ago. So my parents were born in the war in Britain, 36 and 28 and 36, my parents were born. Their parents were born probably at the turn of the century. So that's 3 generations that take us back to the turn of the century, over 100 years, and that's the mindset has gone into them, and it's gone into me, and the beliefs have gone into them, and we're all having to fight to crack the mold of what we learned, because everyone could only give you what they had. Now, I studied poetry at school, and Philip Larkin put it right. They'll fuck you up, your mum and dad. They don't mean to, but they do. And it's a fact. Now, not here to hate on parents, because most of us are them. But we also have to understand, hi Anaya, we have to understand that as much as we love and give and share, we equally fuck up, damage and break. That's the power of personal responsibility. That's the power of the sorry card. That's the power of when you recognize it in yourself, you go to a therapist to work through, I acknowledge I feel this way. I acknowledge it was because my mom said that. I acknowledge she didn't mean it. She wasn't being a bitch. She just couldn't do any better. And now I can let that go and get back into flow. Oh my God, this stuff is invaluable. And anyone that's worked with me will tell you the work we do together, it's invaluable. It isn't always tangible. It isn't always something I can give you a certificate for. You're not going to get a qualification in it. But the ability to dive into a pain point, to explore its truth, to look at the aspects of you that experienced it, the inner child, your inner masculine, your inner feminine, your inner wise woman. Recently, the 3 Marys have been rising up as archetypes, and I've been working with my clients. Mother Mary, the nurturing, loving part of most of the women I know. Magdalene, expressing that love for the world, that wide expression of passion. And Kali, the Black Madonna, rageful and angry with something to say. Those 3 aspects dwell within each and every one of us. Very often we only ever get to show the one, Mother Mary. The other 2 are frowned upon, disapproved of, not allowed, limited, held back. And do you know what happens then? They get pissed. They make us physically ill or mentally ill, or they make us behave in ways that people point at us. So part of my job now is to healthily and stealthily, because that rhymes and I like it, allow these archetypes to have a voice, to be seen. Everyone on here that's worked with me will know we found inner child, we found a little boy, a little girl, we found an old woman, we found a wise woman, we found a goddess. We found the elements within who wanted to. We've had spoilt brat stamping her feet in the corner. We've had a demanding, controlling mother in the background nagging. We've had all these aspects within us that we've gathered through the years. And you cannot sit there in your home alone in your fucked upness and your brokenness and your bruisedness and your lack ofness and go, oh, I'll just sort this all out for myself. Because do you know what? That's not your job. Your job is to be helped and to be healed, and that's part of the process. Part of the process is almost to supplicate yourself and go, I cannot do this. Take your responsibility again. I cannot do this. I need someone to help me. And it doesn't mean they are curing you. It means that together you're creating a bond which facilitates the healing. Yeah? The therapist or the healer doesn't heal you. They don't point a magic wand and go, you're fixed. They provide that space, the witness, the ear, the warmth, the understanding. And sometimes the fear, sometimes the darkness, sometimes I will lead your hand into a very, very, very dark place. Together, we'll go there, and then we'll switch the freaking light on and see that it's not that scary. I will accompany you on that journey. I don't know why we got on to talking about me. That wasn't the aim of the game, but it's I'm just sort of so aware of the value of the work, and so many of us don't do it, or go, I can't afford that. I haven't got time for that. I'm not ready to do that. You can't not. You can't not. Okay, I'm going to quickly look at comments. Claire said, if Millie's here, hello, my darling, and thank you for being there this morning. I'm not sure if she is yet. I will find out. But yes, Millie was an absolute star. I registered that, and so it took me so long to spot that. I was at yoga this morning, Claire. I didn't catch that message any quicker. Naya said they need to rename it. They really do. Tina said even therapists need therapists. Yes, we need supervision so that we can then go and offload in a safe space somewhere, so that we're not holding it all. Because again, as an empath and I wouldn't say I'm a therapist as such, but that is kind of the role that I take as a coach and a healer and an empath. Not only do I use the skills I've got to guide you, but very often I kind of go, let me take all your crap and hold it for you. So it's really important that I have someone then behind me to go, we'll take that off you and we'll process it. I have to process it back into the earth, up into the universe, hand it over to the guides, whatever woo-woo answers there are for that. Talk therapy is amazing, said Naya. Yeah, I totally say the same thing to my oldest. Yes, I will fuck you up. You will be in therapy, and it'll all be my fault. I've got that. Claire said, I'll be 50 in June. Hey, we are peaking together, my darling. We are peaking together. Tina said, my grandmother mortgaged the house every Christmas to give me and my aunts thousands of dollars worth of presents and candy. It backfired on me when I couldn't do that for the kids, and I felt worthless, like I was letting my kids down because I could not do what my gran did. I did manage to do that for years, but when I finally couldn't, it bit me in the butt. Oh, that's a heavy burden. That was, again, a choice that she made and an action she made, and you took it on as an obligation that you had. Seriously, Christmas isn't that important. Oh, I'm sorry now. I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. You may be Christmas fans, but you mortgage the house for Christmas? You put yourself into heavy loads of debt of your home, the roof above your head, to give kids Christmas? Personally, it's not the way I'd choose to do it, but all kudos to Gran. I'm not dissing her, but I'm like, whoa, that's a heavy burden. And you took it on as your own, the need to fulfill that Christmas. I'm not a fan of Christmas, and that's one of the reasons why that obligation, it's Naya said, I love how you put that. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm glad you liked how I put it. Claire said, you're always there, Roberta. The group is you, and you're always there. Bless you. Thank you. Izzy said, Robbie, you've helped me become both in life and on paper. Words cannot describe how grateful I am. Bless you. Thank you very much. Tina said, I do the same thing. I take and hold everyone's shit and then I forget to get rid of it. We have to get rid of it. Massively important. Tina said, my gram did, but I just saved and pinched for my kids. Okay, so she did the mortgage thing, you did the saving and the penny pinching until there were no more pennies to pinch. And then, do you know what? You say to your children, I love you dearly, but there's more to life than Christmas. And we have a roof over our head and we have food on our table and we have a loving family and we are healthy and we are safe. And when we are able to create excess, we will do so. And when we're not, we won't. Do you know what's most important? That we are good people. And that's an interesting thing because this Christmas, if I can share this, it's me and my partner, my 19-year-old son and my 17-year-old daughter. Now, my daughter had a birthday at the end of November and she needed a new laptop. So we took a decision to put some money on a credit card and buy her a new laptop that she needed both personally and for college. And so it's a bit of a parental responsibility and a gift. But we said that's Christmas and birthday done. And my son needed help to pay for service on his vehicle because he's bought a new car. So he needed a lump sum of money towards that. So we gave him a little bit of money towards that. Come Christmas Day, and I'm not even joking, Christmas Day was literally, everyone got a deodorant. Everyone got a little box of chocolates. Everyone got, I think, a notepad and pen. It was ridiculous. I just made almost like toy presents just to wrap up for fun because, in fact, look, no, I'm telling a lie. My children went out and bought presents. They bought me gifts. It was lovely. I had quite a lot of gifts bought for me because both of them are working, and they bought me, again, not extravagant things. Look at this. My son bought me this, and if you can see the writing on it, it's a special mum, and it's got a little crystal in the top of it, which was beautiful. And there were notepads, and my daughter bought me Rottweiler. Yeah, they're little things. We're not jewellery, we're not clothes, we're not buying loads of stuff because none of us have that kind of budget. We don't have that available. But yet, come birthdays and Christmases, we'll make sure the kids get a couple of £100 each. Oh, be quiet, dog. Because we want to make their birthday special because that's for them. So we're willing to push the boat out a little bit on birthdays, but Christmas can, to itself, quite frankly, it's not that important. Kez said parenting is a massively challenging experience. No matter how much energy work I do, I always find stuff comes up around how my choices have impacted my children. Oh, Kez, we could do a session a week for a year on that, love. So I'll quickly shut the door behind me if you'll bear with me a moment. Thank you for that, and thank you. It is a beautiful gift. I was very pleased with it. Yeah, I still hold an awful lot of guilt. I had postnatal depression when my kids were young, and I was actually a bit of a bitch. I was quite loud and shouty, and I want to say I was hitty. I wasn't really hitty, but I was rough. When he was a toddler, pushed him about a bit. I was rough. I shouted in his face and yanked him about and did horrible things when my little boy was little because I was so fucked up in the brain. And he's 19 now, and I'm going to go if I talk about this too much, but the guilt is still there. The guilt is still there. Oh yeah, there we go. I see little children with their parents now, and I look at how delicate they are and how soft they are. And I wonder how I could possibly have done what I did and how I'm supposed to live with myself because it doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right that you can forgive yourself and then just move on like nothing happened. But I'm working hard to do it. But evidently, it's still there. It's still there. And, it's a weird one. That's another reason I'm doing the judgment detox. I judge myself very harshly for those mistakes that I made. And I know, on the one hand, people go, oh, there's people that do a lot worse. Yeah, of course there are. And there's people that are wonderful parents and that don't lay a finger on their kids and scream in their faces and scare them and do horrible things. It doesn't matter whether you're ill or whether you're just angry or whether you're scared. But it's a weird one. You never lose the memory of it, So, Yes, you're not alone. Hi, Billy. You're here. So Claire was saying thank you very much earlier on for you to be really supportive to her. Like I said, thank you for sharing your truth. Love you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a weird one because it's one you don't discuss very often. And when they were little, I couldn't discuss it. I couldn't tell anyone how bad I felt because I was scared to take my kids away, because that's how you feel when your children are little and you can't cope. You are really scared that if you tell anyone how bad it is in here, they'll take your children away from you. So you don't tell anyone. And I don't know if anyone really knows or will ever really know how bad the bad bits were. My partner knows the bits he knows about what he saw and what I told him. But, you know, in reality, and we've all got it. I'm sure every single one of you has got something in your past that you've done that you've never told anyone about, you know. We've all done stuff, and people, you know, short of you being, if anyone's here that's been in prison for murder, you know, I don't know, you have all my sympathies, that must be the worst thing ever. But short of murder, I mean, we've all done things, we've all done stuff, you know, either stolen something or broken something or hurt someone or done something we're really not proud of. And it is hard sometimes to sit here and be seen as the good person, and then go back into my family and have bad days and have days when I get triggered and I'm a bitch and I scream and I shout and I yell and I howl and I'm unreasonable and I feel like it's all my fault and I go into victim and get really upset because, oh, poor me. And that's another reason I'm doing the judgment detox, because it really fucks me up, and it's a lot of it is just stemming on from stuff that I never dealt with when I was young. Ah, dear. Claire says it does mess with your mind. And Tina said, I know your feelings. I was 14 when I had my first child. My word, that must have been such a hard thing to go through. I knew nothing about raising children. I did my best, but made loads of mistakes. Well, of course. I mean, who knows anything? I was 27 when I had mine. I still didn't know what I was doing. And I said, I totally feel what you're saying. And Millie said, yes, we've all done shameful things. We have. You know, we have. I mean, I know friends that have got sort of sexual antics in their past that they wish they could put to bed, that people know about. They've had alcohol addictions, drug addictions, violence. You know, people have done shit. We've had lives. I've got two very close neighbours that have both been in prison. And, you know, they're lovely people. I love them. But, you know, they did stuff and they got caught and they went away and they came out again. And in reality, it kind of isn't that important. But moving on from it, and more than anything else, I mean, let's face it, if I didn't tell you, none of you would know. But part of me goes, well, I know, and I've got those pictures in my head. And in a way, sometimes saying it out loud becomes a way of dissipating it, because it's not screaming at you so loudly inside. But don't forget what you did. Don't get caught up in the liking yourself too much, because we remember what you did. And that's the voice that needs to be bashed down, you know. Melissa, hi Melissa. She said, we can't change the past and we have no control over the future. We can only affect the moment that we're in, and only with the skills we have at the moment, and only the lesson and the growth we see makes it not in vain. Absolutely, I agree. And that's what I try and teach. And one of the reasons I do the work I do, maybe it makes sense now, you know, with the history of depression and the history of sort of self-rage and self-loathing and fear and, you know, fear of rejection and all that history and feeling so horrible has meant that my work is, can I help you not feel horrible? That's all I want to do. My job is, can you sit in front of me feeling horrible? I will do everything I can to move you to feeling less horrible and empowering you to choose that for yourself. Again, it's not about, oh, I feel great when I sit with you and then I go off and I feel crap again, as hopefully there's a couple of people on here will testament that you can work with me and we'll go from feeling horrible to not feeling horrible, and it kind of buzzes on and it affects other things, and suddenly before you know it, you're making better choices, you're thinking better of yourself, you're catching your thoughts, you're flowing into new habits. The work we do together lasts and ripples on. It causes lasting change, because that's what being loved does. That's what I do. I do love therapy. When you're loved, it ripples and it causes lasting change. When you feel not loved for whatever reason, that is when that stagnation sets in, that rigidity and that self-loathing. And that's what we covered in the book, in the Judgment Detox. Any judgment of self or others is just a lack of love. It's a feeling of a lack of love. And it really does sum it up that much, doesn't it? Any fear you have is a fear of not being loved. Any rage that you have is a rage at not being loved. Any anger you feel is an anger at not being loved. And ultimately, I use love in the biggest sense of the word. The biggest sense of the word. Because for love, read truth. Read connection. Read acceptance. Read, wanted, needed, honoured. All those words come under being loved. Kez said, my 18-year-old tried to kill himself, partly his mindset being down to the life that he'd had, because I didn't leave my abusive ex-husband soon now. So hard. Again, you hold that responsibility. My 13 and 15-year-old I have no contact with, as they live with their dad. And they don't want to know me, and they think I rejected them. Whoa, so you're just completely pulled in all those directions. I said, I see all these perfect families on Facebook and I feel I messed up so badly. You had a set of situations that you moved through, and you did move through them. And again, no one looking in would see this, Kez, and whether you're not putting on a mask, you put on who you are today. And who you are today is someone who copes and who lives and who loves, and who shines. And your children have their paths to walk, and so does your ex. He may well have 2 children living with him and be able to fill their mind with lies about you. He knows what happened. He knows the truth. You know what you did and what you said and when and how much responsibility you bear. And he knows how much responsibility he bears too. And your children one day will, maybe in therapy, discover the truth that both parents made choices and took actions and said things and did things which led to today. End of, full stop. It's not blame. No one's to blame. We're all just a product of what we know and what we think and what we feel. So we can start thinking and feeling today about things in a better way. Millie said, the wounded healer. That's it in a nutshell, my darling. That is it in a nutshell. Tina said, we're all here to help each other. That's exactly my belief. I believe in community so much, which is why I love this gathering together, because, I am daft enough to sit in the front and hold it all together. But you guys, you turn up for each other, and I see that and I feel it all the time. How many of you have got to know each other because of kind of gathering in my little circle? And it warms my heart. Millie and Claire earlier on, I nearly commented, look at you two sorting each other out. I thought it was a little bit flippant under the circumstances, but it warmed my heart to see that one of my tribe was calling out and one of my tribe was answering that. And the same with Kaz has found. She's made connections and people with Lisa, and you've all kind of got to each other and you've seen each other, you've met each other where you are. And it's a beautiful thing. And that to me is my rippling, I sit here and share what I've got, and then it ripples, and you're all picking up those ripples, and you're paying it forward and paying it back, paying it sideways, and it's delicious and delightful and warms my heart more than you can possibly imagine. Claire said, I'm a better person because of you. Well, bless your heart. And I think we're due another session, aren't we? And Tina said, love and respect you all. And I agree, Claire, I am as well. Well, that's really, it's lovely to hear. It really does make a difference, because this offsets the crap. It really does. Knowing that what you're doing works. Nikki Shannon's joined here. Nicola Shannon has joined here. This girl, if you're going to say hello, Nicola, I love it if you would, has known me since I was probably 3, 4, 5 years old. She's probably known me the longest of anyone on the planet. And she doesn't do Facebook very often, so I'm a little bit amazed to see that she's here now. But please say hello, Nicola. It would make my heart really warm, actually. And I might cry, but I'm being emotional tonight. But please just say hi if you're still there. Unless you popped in and popped off again. But I would love to introduce you to my people. Kez said, that's beautiful. Talk about love rippling out. That's how it feels. And it offsets the guilt. It offsets the crap. It offsets the history. God, talk about history. Nikki knows the lot. Jeez. She lived through it with me, and she's got her own. Oh, there aren't many people from my real life past that meet me on the internet anymore. Most of you guys are only known me recently. That's a bit of a shocker, seeing a blast from the past pop up like that. But that's beautiful, and it warmed my heart just a little. Thank you for listening to my shenanigans, and let me pull a few cards. I've so far got Claire, Shales, Jennifer, Hannah and Katie listed down for wanting cards. I'm going to do it. Come on, we've been here for 55 minutes. Let's do the lot. If you want a card, please just ask me in the comments and we will crack on. And thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being there for each other and listening to me blatantly plugging my business, because that's kind of what I need to do. So I'm not going to have any business, am I? People can't come if they don't know what you're doing. So Naya would like a card. That's brilliant. Nikki, are you there? Please just say hi. I won't put you on the spot, but just say hi. That would be lovely. I never know when I see those people popped up, whether they're still here or whether they've gone or not. Okie dokie. Oh, more people. Okay, so Millie. Yeah, you asked me earlier, didn't you, Millie? Sorry, sweetheart. You said yes, and Dale. Tina, did you want a card? Nikki's being shy. Nothing new there. Then she's going to lurk. Or maybe she popped in and ran away. Anything's possible. Okay, Claire. And Tina, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I've been insightful. I appreciate that. Claire Shales. Moving on. You pulled 3 cards earlier, Claire. You pulled the thank you card, and you pulled, I can't remember the one in the middle, and then you pulled the please card at the end, didn't you? Thank you card. I can't remember what the middle one was, and then the please card. Your moving on card is freeing you up now, my sweetheart. It's freeing you to move forward. I read your cards earlier as thank you for bringing this to my attention and reminding me that I haven't quite finished my work yet. Again, I can't remember what the second one was, but then the please card is about asking for help, and Millie came in and spoke to you, but please is having a vision and asking for cooperation. So to me, it was just about reminding you haven't quite finished. You've done loads of work. You've come a very long way, and the fact that what happened and was triggering to you just means, okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that reminder that there is still a little wound here that needs healing, and I need a little bit more work for myself. And that's nothing to do with your work with me. That was just literally my reaction to you going, oh, okay, that's just a little bit of a reminder that there's something still to do. A little bit more care still needed for you. And you know, of course, that any healing and self-care that you give to yourself will ripple out to others around you. Say no more. Moving on is important. You're nearly ready. PM me. Let's get a session booked in. Let's sort this out. Get it cleared up, tied off, and then you can move on. Okay? Tina said, I've set her, you've spent half the time on me already. Oh, all right, my darling, bless you. Millie, surrender. Oh, thank you, yes. Yes. I thought you're surrendering. What are you surrendering for? Yes, okay, so thank you for reminding me. I surrender to healing, and I ask for, with the please card, support in moving forward. My vision is I know what I want. I want to feel clear. My intention is I'm healing. I need the cooperation, and that's my prayer. So please incorporate all that moving forward energy that you just got with moving on. Thank you for bringing me the reminder. I actually appreciate, much as I didn't enjoy the experience, I appreciate that reminder. Yeah, I now surrender to feeling those feelings. I will look outside of myself. I will ask help to come forward. I will accept help from my guides, from the universe, and from my friends to heal that wound once and for all and move forward. Yeah. Melissa would like a card. Yes, of course, my darling. Okay. So I hope that made sense. That's what I got when I first saw your cards earlier on. These cards are really, really helpful. And for those of you that don't know, you can buy your own set of Hidden Pathways Oracle cards, only £25 UK from my website at robertaleesmart.com. I really ought to go. I want to go QVC. I'd love to be on QVC. That would be such a laugh. Okay, Jennifer. I should be on QVC, shouldn't I? I'm wasted. Oh, Jennifer. You've got the there it is. The communion card. I'll pop it there. It's not in the light. There we go. The communion card. It is time for you to find your tribe, to settle into your circle, and to feel fully supported as you move forward on your journey. I have the feeling that you've been thinking deeply, that you have almost feel like you've got a book to write. There's a deep story that you want to pull out of yourself. And the communion will allow you to go within, connect with your higher self, and connect with a circle of people to help you bring your message to the fore. Does that make sense? That's what I can feel. It's about bringing your message out. But rather than thinking, you literally have to de-think, go in and allow it to evolve. If that makes sense. Any questions, just let me know in the comments. Claire said, I love how the cards fit into place, even though the child in me this morning was having a hissy fit. Oh, of course it was. Instant reaction, hissy fit. Couldn't see it, but now I do. Now I know I have more work within myself. Self-love is a must. Thank you, Roberta, of course. And any blame perhaps sent in your direction, Claire, is someone just wanting to detract from themselves. At the end of the day, if anyone ever anywhere is pointing at you and going, do you know that was your fault? The person sending the blame is holding a lot of guilt for their own actions. The person sending the blame is holding a lot of guilt for their own actions. So the best thing you can do right now is to sit in a beautiful space and bring love into yourself and fill your own bubble with love. Find the silver thread to the person that pointed the finger at you and triggered you this morning, and find their bubble and fill that with love, and know that you are loving them into healing. You must be feeling like shit because you tried to make me feel like shit. So I will love you better. And in doing so, love myself better too. I hope that helps. Oh, that felt quite powerful. Okay. Well, chucking my cards everywhere. Now, I know Hannah went off. I will do a card for her because she's going to watch it on catch up. Now, Izzy Busy didn't ask for a card, but I think she may have got cut off because her internet is rubbish. Anyone else looking for cards? This is Hannah. Okay, Hannah, you have the attention card. And the attention card asks you to put your attention to the specifics, to the details, to look at those very small minutiae that make a difference in your life. This is not a time now for looking at the bigger picture and looking out there and looking into the distance and doing big dreams. Right now, this is about paying attention to the very, very, very small details, the minutiae. Looking at the tiny details, because that will bring you to peace and to happiness. Tiny, tiny details. Okay, that's yours for attention. And if anyone's wondering, I just intuit this. You know, the cards have got one set of kind of, I suppose, instructions. Those of you that buy the card, you know, there's a download book, and none of the words I'm saying come out of that book. So I just intuit the message for each and every one of you. So Katie Fessel. Oh, Katie, that's beautiful. That's Heart Essence. Heart Essence is part of the Thank You tribe. And the Heart Essence card is all about it's the spirit meaning card. You know, we looked at the 4 meanings earlier on. We have the universal meaning, the mental, the physical, and then the spiritual. And heart essence is the spiritual. So it's really about making sure that you are finding a way to express your heart essence every day, that you're doing what makes your heart sing, and that your love is rippling out. And that if you aren't physically and practically able to do what you love the most, that you are able to try and invest in yourself and find a space for yourself to share what your heart most wants to share. That's really, really important. Does that make sense, Katie? The heart essence card. Maybe poetry, Katie? Maybe poetry. And if you wanted to come and share some in our group in the Oracle Circle, you'd be more than welcome. Claire said, "You beautiful soul." Thank you very much. Mwah. Okay, Naya. Miss Naya. And if anyone else wants a card, if you're here and you're lurking, say hello, let me know, and you can have a card. Okay. Tell you what, my poor family. They used to do an hour. It goes on and on now. Mum, you talk forever. Miss Naya. Oh, Miss Naya, you have the choice card. And we are talking tonight about the power of choice, making decisions and personal responsibility. You got a choice to make, girl. And I feel it's, oh, now is it a choice of 3? 3 directions, 3 options. The here and now, the long road. We've had this before, something about short roads and long roads. It feels like it might be about business opportunities and about, you know, long-term gains, short-term gains, and the choice is always, where do you put most of your effort? Now, I know we were chatting before about, you know, business strategies and setup and, you know, leadership and such like, but ultimately I think you've got to choose what feels the best. Let's go back into that ripple. Let's go back into that numerological thing we were talking about earlier on, the 1s to 10s. What makes you sparkle? If you look at the choices ahead of you, if you look at the choices you have, there's the one that feels like, oh, okay, it's really sensible and it'll probably work and I don't want it. And there's the one which is like, well, you know, it's very logical, it's very boring, it's very bland. Oh, be quiet, dog, I'm busy. And then there's the, don't argue. Really, not right now. And don't tread on the cat. Sorry, animal activity going on down here. And the third one that we're looking for is the one which gives you that 8, 9, and 10 energy. Yeah, it may not be practical. It may not, you don't know how it's going to work out. But if it gives you an honest to goodness 8, 9, and 10 energy, that's the one you need to choose. And then come and tell me in the comments what's going to be, because now I need to know what's going on, because I get really nosy. Let's have a look. Katie said completely, yes, wonderful. Liz said, I'd love a card, thank you. Hi Liz, welcome. I don't recognise that name, that means you're a newbie. It's lovely to see you here. Claire said, yes, I can see how they would be guilty. Exactly. You see this. And one day in the future, Claire, you're going to get to the point where a trigger like that will occur, and your instant response will be is, oh dear, they must be having a tough time. I wonder what's happening to make them feel like such a bag of shit that they would want to write that to me. Oh dear, I do feel for their pain. Instant reaction rather than that I'm melting reaction, which is, again, you know, it's good. I'm not saying it's wrong that you had that reaction. The fact that that was still there shows you still got the trigger, shows we can do the healing, which gives us some work to do, which is great. You're going to do the silver thread of the love bubble. Fantastic. That's great. Naya said, thank you. Sue Rose joined. Hi, Sue. You got my invitation. I was looking for another Sue, and then all these Sues popped up. So I thought, I know, I'll invite you all as well. So how lovely to see you. Thank you for coming. Naya said, yes, since your workshop we did, I've put a few more things on that list. Brilliant. Did I miss mine? Not yet, Melissa. Not there. It's taken a while. We're getting there. I've got Molly, then Dale, then you, Melissa. Is that okay? So Molly, this is for you. Millie. Oh, I can't read my own writing. Sorry, Mill. I was trying to think, who is Molly? I don't think we've got a Molly in the group. It's Millie. Millie, you get heart essence as well, my sweetheart. You get heart essence as well. And almost a similar piece of information to the one I've just given to Naya. And we were talking about choices, and we've been talking about options, and that's something we've been discussing in our sessions, isn't it, Millie? And the heart essence is the one which really glows, and you feel that you're feeding. Oh, here's a good one. You feel you're feeding the world. When you embrace a choice that feeds your heart essence, that you're choosing through the heart, it feels like you're feeding. It just feels like an endless outpouring. And of the various things that we've expressed and we've explored in the sessions, we've been looking at, your heart essence is a great way to lead you forward. So I hope that makes sense to you. The specifics, again, they're up to you, but of all the different things that are going on around you, look to latch onto things which will embrace that heart essence and really give you that 8, 9 and 10 rock star feeling. Okay, Dale and I went out for dinner last night, and we went to yogas this morning, so we've been having some nice girly hangout time recently, which is lovely. A bit weird, you can see people for ages, then not see them for a long time, and then see them a lot. It's really nice. And you always feel like you just picked up where you left off. It's a nice thing. Okay. There you've got the sorry card. You've got the sorry card, and it's about looking at responsibility, remorse, repair, and release. Why have you got the sorry card, Dale? I'm a bit blank there. I haven't really got a massive impulse coming through. Pick another one for you. Okay, the realization card. Okay, this is again about family. It's a family situations card, and it's about realizing that you can't be all things to all people. You can't do all things for all people. And this is about taking responsibility for yourself and in a way making amends to yourself for when you felt made life more difficult. That makes sense. So you take responsibility for how you're feeling. The remorse is about how you think towards you. Sorry, I give you such a hard time, my inner self. The repairs are going to be giving yourself an easier time and making choices to do more things that you enjoy. And then the release is letting go of old baggage. And this is an ongoing, continuous thing which seems to come up a lot. The realization card, I think, is linked to recent events, which I won't go into. And the realization that if you are not at your best, you won't be able to do the work you've been called to do. You are being called to level up, young lady, in a big way. And you've realized now that you need to be at your best. You can't keep falling into a low energy. You have to pull that energy up permanently if you're going to do your work. Yes, all time. Yes, it was odd to start with, but now you get it. I think you see where we're going there, Dale. Does that make sense? Okay. So the sorry card and the realization card. Melissa, how it's you? And Crystal's joined us. Hello, Crystal. Okay, Melissa. I won't be taking any more requests now. I'll do Melissa and Liz because it is an hour and 13 and my children want to eat. So, Melissa, you get the thank you card, which is yellow and is quite difficult to see, so forgive me. But this is all about stepping into a state of appreciation for what is, valuing, and choosing what you value the most. So you can appreciate, look at what you appreciate in life, create a sense of value so that the most important things get put front and center. The giving is important here because this is about giving and receiving. Giving of yourself, giving of your energy. We've been talking here, haven't we, about love energy rippling out, and that when you give of yourself, it ripples out to everybody else. Oh, do be quiet, dog. What a sulky creature. And the heart essence, as we said earlier on with that beautiful tree image, is how you choose to express your soul through your heart. So gratitude, basically, short version is gratitude works through the heart. So look at what you're grateful for, embrace it, bring it front and center, so that you can then spread that energy out through your heart. You have heart work to do. Okay, so Melissa had the thank you card. Sometimes it can be about looking for a thank you in places where you don't at the moment feel very appreciative. You don't enjoy it. You don't like it. Quite frankly, stamping my foot, not happy. What can you appreciate about that moment? Where does it sit within your values? Where are you reminded about your values? Where can you give of yourself in order to change the situation and thereby being called into your heart essence? Oh, bless you, Dale. Thank you. And Liz is Liz Scherer. Okay, Liz, let's get your card sorted out, my darling. If any of you got any feedback on the cards that you've already had, by all means, let me know. Here for a couple more minutes. Ooh, big evening tonight, ladies. Big evening. Oh, Liz, you get the please card. Now, the suit of please is all about knowing where you're going. Okay, so universally, you hold the vision. You almost intuit a vision of what is possible. If you can conceive it and bring yourself to believe it, then you can achieve it. So bring in the vision of what is possible. Set the intention of what you are going to achieve. Physically, you enlist cooperation, because no woman is an island and we can't do things alone, and we have to work in communities, which is my biggest message ever, I think, more than anything else, is please don't try and do things on your own. Please, will you allow and create a community? Prayer is the sole expression of the word please. Whether you're religious or not religious, sitting silently with your vision, the picture that you want in your mind, holding the intention of the outcome, asking for, divine intervention is prayer. Wanting to give help and send energy. You know, I wish the people of the world weren't starving. I'm sending out an intention that the world won't be starving. This is a cooperation. It's an expression of cooperation. You're sending your energy out. I'm sending my healing energy out. I'm sending, I'm sending my vision and my expression through my prayer. Now you can say it out loud. You can hold it in your head. It could be a mantra. It can be a meditation. But we go from having a vision and an inspiration, and you can all have this. I mean, this is for Liz, but you can all take this. Allow the vision to come from the universe. Set the intention as to which direction you are going on for you. Enlist the cooperation of others. And know, when you ask for help from someone else, as I think I may have made clear this evening, when you ask someone for help, you are also answering their prayer. It's not just that they are answering your prayer by giving you what you need, but in their life, they need to be of use. They need to feel worthy. They need to feel wanted and loved and appreciated. If you ask them to help you, then you are actually answering their soul's prayer to be seen, heard, understood, and loved. So the next time you feel that you don't want to bother anyone, I don't want to worry you, I don't want to, don't want to bother you or push in, or if you have a tangible need for someone's time, energy, attention, physical skill, ask for what you need. I have a need for this, and allow them the space to give it to you. It could be another word that could be on the bottom of here when it all goes wrong. Oh yes, I might have to redevelop these now to have a dark edge, but pride. When you know what you want, you have an intention to get it. When you will not ask for cooperation. You don't allow a vision to come in, you block it, and you won't set an intention because you don't want to try because you might fail, and you won't ask for cooperation because you don't want to bother anyone, and you're a cynic anyway, so you're never going to pray. So the almost like the dark side of please is pride. Almost upside down. Oh, I'm just feeling like I need to redesign the cards now. Don't fall into that pride. Don't fall into that, I am a proud person, I would never ask for help. Please don't. And yes, Liz, that was for you, but I also felt it expanded out for every single person on the reading. So if that went on a little bit and got a bit intense, that was because suddenly I was aware that I needed to widen it out for every other person and do a quick lesson in please. I hope that was all right. Melissa, thank you again. Bang on, straight to the heart and affirming I'm moving in the right direction. Yes, that's brilliant. Tina's back. I didn't know she'd gone. Crystal, oh, by the skin of your teeth. Yes. I did say no more, but I will quickly one for you, Crystal. Okay. Obviously, you realise I have to say no at some point. I have to stop. Otherwise, I could be here all night and new people popping in and asking for cards. And I could just sit here all night shooting my cards out. Crystal, you get the goodbye card, my darling. So a realisation of what's not working. You make a firm decision, as we were talking about in my title earlier. We were looking at the power of choice, making decisions and taking personal responsibility. So you have a realisation. Things have got to change. You make a firm decision about which direction you are heading in. So the realisation is a universal gift. The decision is the mental focus. You take actions and repeat those actions until you hit a state of completion. So if you've got loose ends or you've got things you've started and haven't finished, focusing on completion is really good. If you've already gone through these processes, it may be time for you simply to move on. This could be to do with a family matter. It could be a matter of the heart. It feels more of an emotional at the moment. I feel like this is an emotional matter rather than a physical one. And that you've known for a long time how things were. Someone made a decision for you, and it's time for you to, match that decision. To get it over with now, tie up the loose ends and know that it's done and dusted and time to move on. And feel good about that and allow yourself the freedom to move forward. Brilliant. Okay, so Liz had the please card. I'm glad that was helpful for you. Sorry, it got a little bit big there, Liz, but Melissa had the thank you card. Okay, that's fine. And then Crystal just had the goodbye card. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. We've been here for an hour and 22 minutes, which is an awfully long time. And if you've been here since the beginning, you get gold star badges and a hot cup of tea. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for allowing me to trust you with my truth and my story. I am available. I'm going to just quickly put my website here, berkeleysmart.com. Now, this is my current website, and this is where my cards, my products and things are all listed. Oh, love you all. My daughter's on the telly. Good night, everyone. Good night, Tina. Oh, how exciting. I am in the process of creating a membership site that I will be launching in a couple of weeks. And I want to, well, a couple of weeks, it'll probably be a couple of months. These things take time. So I'm launching a new website membership site that you can all be part of, which will be a community with regular readings, regular meditations, regular videos. So a more of a select space. So rather than just here out in the public sector, those of you that enjoy my work and want to speak, kind of more freely and not in the public forum, we can go away into our little quiet area. And it's also going to be a place where I will be inviting my colleagues and those people that you've met before. You've met Alex, you've met Donna, you've met Lucy, you've met my artist friends, my psychic friends, my clairvoyant friends, you've met creators, business people. I'm going to be bringing more and more of them together to work for you, to put together small packages, small offerings, some free form, some paid for, some playtime, some workshops that we can all get together and just enjoy, and some products that you can purchase, you can invest in, that will help you move forward. So it's going to be a real mix of fun and laughter. And if you want to be involved with that, please just chuck me a message and I'll get you on the list. I'm in the process of looking at Shopify now as a website because my son knows how to build that. I'm looking at how to set up a membership scheme whereby you just put your details in and it clicks over monthly, and it'll be very, very nominal. Literally, I just want enough for people to pay to be members just to cover the cost of things like the website and like the charging systems, and just to make sort of pay for the admin. And then we'll be in a process where we can have a really special place on the internet and get cooking. And I'm also considering looking at podcasting, because I'm not sure if it would be obvious to you or not, but I quite like talking. And I'm thinking that all of the stuff we do here would be quite nice to have in a podcast. You could go in, download it, pop it in your phone, listen to it whenever you want to. I could talk about so much, as you've probably worked out. So if you're interested in, it's all right, Crystal, you're forgiven. If you're interested in either of those, please let me know. It's really good to gauge the interest and know how much people are, what they want and what they need. If you like what I offer and you'd like a little bit more of it, or you'd like a private space to play, then please just let me know. It's been a pleasure, as always. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and share this. Just before we go, if you can share this onto your profile, if you can quickly share this into any of your groups or your pages. I'm just going to linger here for a few more minutes. Kez, you've shared it everywhere already. But those of you that haven't, if you could just quickly like and share this, that would be fantastic, because I would love to see my work spread a little bit further. Let's reach some more new people. Let's ripple that love out just a little bit further. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to say goodbye now. Take care. Bye-bye.